Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss UPSC Cse Prelims 2016 economy questions. Moving on, first question we have is the term core banking solutions is sometimes seen in the news. Which of the following statements best describes this term? So these core banking solutions are being provided by RBI for the management purpose of the banks, for providing better solutions to them. Looking at the options regarding this, it is a networking of banks branches that enables customers to operate their accounts from any branch of the bank on its network regardless of where they open their accounts. Like it provide the customers a facility of using their account from any of the branch of the bank. So this is a core bank solution which is provided by the RBI for the welfare of banks and the customers also. This is correct option. This is what the purpose of the core banking is. It is an effort to increase the RBI's control over commercial banks through computerization. No, this is not the purpose. It is not RBI's aim to control them. Third option is it is a detailed procedure by which a bank with huge NPA is taken over by another bank. So this is not the purpose. It is just to provide some compatibility to the bank and to the customers, not to deal with NPAs. This is also not correct. The first one is correct. Question. With reference to the pre-packaged items in India, it is mandatory to the manufacturer to put which of the following information on the main label as the Food Security and Standards Regulation 2011. So there are various things which need to be put on the packaging, and options we have is list of ingredients including additives, it should be present there. Nutrition information should be there. Recommendations, if any, made by the medical profession about the possibility of allergic reactions. Most of the time it is not present on the prepackaged items, so the possibility of allergic reactions is not there. Next is vegetarian or non-vegetarian, it is also present there with the dot. So this is how the information is provided regarding what are the details of the prepackaged item present there. Next question is India's ranking in ease of doing business is sometimes seen in the has declared this ranking. So ease of doing business is declared by the World Bank. Next question we have is what is the purpose of MCLR lending rate which is announced by RBI? MCLR, marginal cost of fund based lending rate. So this lending rate has been started with the aim of uh, maintaining more transparency. Initially what we have is हमारे पास एक रेट था जिसको बेस रेट बोलते थे बस बट दिस बेस रेट वाज नॉट सेम फॉर एवरीवन. इसके अंदर वेरिएशन होती थी. बैंक्स कैन गिव लोन टू अ पर्सन वन एट द इंटरेस्ट रेट ऑफ 10% और किसी और पर्सन को दे कैन गिव लोन एट एन इंटरेस्ट रेट ऑफ 5%. तो ह्यूज वेरिएशन. दे हैव नॉट डिसाइडेड एनी बेंचमार्क रेट कि इतने रेट के ऊपर ही वो लैंड करने वाले हैं. इसलिए आरबीआई ने एमसीएलआर अनाउंस किया था. एमसीएलआर में था कि एक बेंचमार्क डिसाइड कर दिया जाएगा, उससे नीचे आप इंटरेस्ट रेट नहीं यूज करेंगे. एंड अगर आपका मार्जिनल कॉस्ट ऑफ फंड्स, अगर आप जो डिपॉजिट ले रहे हैं उन कॉस्ट ऑफ फंड्स पे अगर आप डिपॉजिट पे इंटरेस्ट रेट ज़्यादा चार्ज कर रहे हैं तो आपको अकॉर्डिंगली लैंडिंग में भी रिफ्लेक्ट कराना होगा. तो अगर आपका जो चेंजेस आपके डिपॉजिट में आ रहे हैं, डिपॉजिट रेट में आ रहे हैं, वही चेंजिंग आपके लैंडिंग रेट में मिलने चाहिए. दे शुड बी सिमिलैरिटी बिटवीन दैम सो दैट अगर आप यही सिमिलैरिटी मेंटेन कर पाएंगे तो मार्केट में जो भी इंटरेस्ट रेट होगा वो भी अकॉर्डिंगली चलेगा. मार्केट में इंटरेस्ट रेट अकॉर्डिंगली चलेगा, रेपो रेट अकॉर्डिंगली चलेगा, तो सारे रेट्स में एक सिंक रहेगा. इसीलिए बोला गया था कि सभी रेट्स में एक सिंक रखना है, सब सिमिलर होने चाहिए. अगर इंक्रीज रेपो रेट इंक्रीज हो रहा है तो आपका लेंडिंग रेट भी इंक्रीज होना चाहिए. इस तरह से सिंक होना चाहिए सो दैट ट्रांसपेरेंसी ज़्यादा आएगी. अभी एमसीएलआर को भी एक्सटर्नल बेंचमार्क लेंडिंग रेट से रिप्लेस किया गया है और एक्सटर्नल बेंचमार्क लेंडिंग रेट में एक एक्सटर्नल बेंचमार्क होता है जिससे आप अपना लैंडिंग रेट डिसाइड करेंगे। लेट अस से आरबीआई का रेपो रेट है, तो आरबीआई के रेपो रेट से बैंक्स अपना लैंडिंग रेट डिसाइड करेंगे, या फिर गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज से अपना इंटरेस्ट रेट डिसाइड कर सकते हैं। गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज वो लेट से 6 मंथ्स के लिए जो होती हैं, या फिर 1 ईयर वाली जो होती हैं, तो उनसे भी आप अपने लैंडिंग रेट को डिसाइड कर सकते हैं। तो बैंक्स अपने किसी पर्टिकुलर ब्रांच के बेसिस पे नहीं डिसाइड करेंगे, एक एक्सटर्नल बेंचमार्क होगा, उस पे बेस पे वो डिसाइड करेंगे कि उनका इंटरेस्ट रेट कितना रहेगा उनके बैंक का। सो इससे काफी ट्रांसपेरेंसी रहेगी सभी बैंक्स के बीच में और आरबीआई के साथ। तो हम ऑप्शन देखते हैं एमसीएलआर के लिए। These guidelines help improve the transparency in the methodology followed by banks for determining the interest rate on advances. Yeah. The guidelines help ensure availability of bank credit at interest rate which are fair to the borrowers as well as to the banks. So this will create an environment where the things would be fair for borrowers and banks also. So both of these options are correct. Next question is, with reference to the Financial Stability and Development Council, consider the following statement. So this is a council being created under the Ministry of Finance, and aim of this council is to look at various things like what are the stressed sector or insolvency and bankruptcy code, and what are the issues with this. They need to look into this. So they need to look into the factors so that they can remove any kind of financial instability in the economy. So this is mainly for financial stability. It is headed by the Union Finance Minister. It monitors the macroprudential supervision of the economy. This is also correct. So we have 2 and 3. This council is mainly to look into the stressed sector in the economy to create the stability. Next question. The term base erosion and profit shifting is sometimes seen in the news regarding what? So this is a term which is used basically. Let us say there is a company A and a company B है. ये B company is in let us say Mauritius and A is in India. इंडिया के अंदर let's say कि tax rate is 10% of their total profit and Mauritius में it is 2%. So ये जो B है is a subsidiary of company A. B का और A का tie up है. B is a subsidiary of A. तो जो भी प्रॉफिट होगा ए को, वो उस प्रॉफिट को बी को ट्रांसफर कर देंगे, सो दैट उस प्रॉफिट पे जस्ट 2% ही टैक्स देना पड़ेगा मॉरिशस के अंदर, जबकि इंडिया पर अगर उस अमाउंट पे टैक्स देना होता तो 10% देना होता है। तो होता क्या है कि जो भी प्रॉफिट होता है उसको कंपनी बी को ट्रांसफर कर देती है कंपनी ए। इन फ्यूचर जो बी कंपनी होती है वो बस 2% पे टैक्स वहां पर देती है। लेटर ऑन ये जो भी मनी बी कंपनी से गया था वो इंडिया के अंदर एंट्री कर लेता है बाय द वे ऑफ एफडीआई। तो इसीलिए मॉरिशस से एफडीआई काफी ज्यादा भी आता है इंडिया के अंदर, बिकॉज बेस से मनी रोड होके दूसरी कंट्री में प्रॉफिट को शिफ्ट कर दिया जाता है और लेटर ऑन वो इंडिया में आ भी जाता है। दिस साइकिल गोज ऑन, प्रॉफिट गोज देयर, इट कम्स इन इंडिया एज एफडीआई. This is base erosion and profit shifting. Mining operation by the multinational companies in resource rich and backward area. It is not about mining. Curbing the tax evasion by the MNCs. This is the correct option. It erodes the tax and move it to some other place. Exploitation of genetic resources of the country, no. Lack of consideration of environmental costs in the planning and implementation, no. It is about the tax evasion. Next question is, recently India's first national investment and manufacturing zone was proposed to be set up in. It is NIMZ. These are zones like we have SEZ also in India. We have so many SEZs in India. And SEZs have manufacturing zones as well as service sector zones. Software parks are also there in SEZs. So, but NIMZs are set up with the aim of manufacturing zones only. And the first one proposed is in Andhra Pradesh. Next question. With reference to the bitcoins, which of the following are correct? Bitcoins are tracked by the central banks of the countries. No, it is not tracked by the central bank of the country. It is independent of any regulation. Anyone with a Bitcoin address can send and receive Bitcoins from anyone S with a Bitcoin address. Yeah, Bitcoin में ये होता है कि these are three persons, let's say. These are connected by some way. The person one may not know about the details of person three, but it can get the transaction. And transparency on such a high level that all the details of the person would be shown here, but the privacy would be maintained. So if there is any transaction occurred, everyone in the chain would know about this. Online payments can be sent without either side knowing the identity of the other. Yeah, this is also correct. So 2 and 3. Next question. What is the purpose of government sovereign gold bond scheme or the gold monetization bond scheme? As India के अंदर people favor to keep gold in their homes or to buy gold for future. They think it is a good asset. But India में that gold keeps idle and they do not use it so frequently. So that is why government ने scheme start की थी कि gold को monetize कर सके ताकि हमें हमारे पास जो गोल्ड है वो भी हमारी इकोनॉमी का पार्ट बन सके। जो गोल्ड अभी आइडल रखा हुआ है उसको हम इकोनॉमी में लेके आ सके। लेट्स से किसी के पास 1 kg गोल्ड है एंड दे bought it for an asset, लेट्स से कि ये फ्यूचर में काफी बड़ा एसेट होगा हमारे पास, इसलिए वो बहुत सारा गोल्ड बाय करके रखा हुआ है। अगर इस गोल्ड को इकोनॉमी में लाके उनको बोला जाए कि आपको 4% का हम इंटरेस्ट रेट दे रहे हैं, आप इसे बस इकोनॉमी में ला सकते हैं, लेटर ऑन लेट्स से आपने इसको 1 ईयर के लिए दिया है तो 1 ईयर के बाद आप इसे अपने पास ले जाइए। सो इससे गोल्ड भी इकोनॉमी में आ जाएगा। ये पर्पस था गवर्नमेंट का कि जो गोल्ड आइडल रखा हुआ है उस गोल्ड को भी इकोनॉमी में ले आए ताकि इससे भी लोग अर्न करेंगे और मनी मल्टीप्लाई होगा इजीली बिकॉज गोल्ड इज ऑल्सो सम गुड। That is why. The first option is to bring the idle gold lying with the Indian households into the economy. Yes, to promote FDI in gold and jewelry sector. It is not about promoting FDI. Government का aim था कि हम gold को काफी import करते हैं जबकि हमारी गोल्ड की इतनी रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है। वी आर जस्ट importing the gold and just keeping it idle in our house. So to stop that importing more amount of gold or to stop the FDI in this sector, it was done. It is not to promote FDI. Next is to reduce India's dependence on the gold imports. Yeah, it is to reduce India's dependence. Good. Next question is Global Financial Stability Report is prepared by International Monetary Fund IMF. Next question is the term regional comprehensive economic partnership often appears in the news in the context of affairs of a group of countries that is known as ASEAN. Next question is on which of the following you can find the Bureau of Energy Efficiency star label? We can find it on ceiling fans, on electric geysers, not on lamps. Next question is European stability mechanism sometimes seen in the news is an first is agency which is created by EU to deal with the impact of millions of refugees arriving from Middle East. No, it is for maintaining the stability as we have financial stability in our country. Agency of EU that provides financial assistance to the Eurozone countries that provide financial stability. Agency of EU to deal with the bilateral and multilateral agreements? No. Agency of EU to deal with the conflicts arising among the member countries? No. So we have Agency of EU which provides financial assistance to the Eurozone countries. Next is there has been a persistent budget deficit year after year. What can be the actions by the government? So government can think of reducing the revenue expenditure. It can be a good option. Next is introducing new welfare schemes. अगर government new welfare schemes implement करेगी तो they will need more budget for this. And further on they will get in trap of budget deficit. So it is not a good option. Rationalizing subsidies. Yeah, of course they need to cut the subsidies so that they can invest the money somewhere else or to deficit their budget. Reducing import duty. They can also think of import if they'll reduce of think of reducing import duty, then their budget will go in more deficit. They can think if they're going to solve their budget deficit, they have to increase the import duty. So 1 and 3 are. Next is establishment of payment banks is being allowed in India to promote financial inclusion. Which of the following statements is correct? So payments banks are also differentiated banks, and differentiated banks means that these banks are those whose geographical location, whose crediting ability, how much they'll deposit, to whom they will lend, will they issue credit card or debit card or not. These factors are not independent. There will be some restrictions on them regarding some factors. So payment banks are also one of the differentiated banks, and there are some restrictions on them. So looking at the options, mobile telephone companies and supermarket chains are that are owned and controlled by a resident are eligible to be the promoter of the banks. Yeah, mobile telephone companies can be the promoter of the payment banks. Next is payment banks can issue both credit card and debit cards. No, they cannot issue. Payment banks cannot undertake lending activities. Actually, it is the thing. पेमेंट बैंक्स को नहीं अलाउ होता कि वो लैंडिंग एक्टिविटीज में पार्ट लेंगी. वो सिर्फ गवर्नमेंट की सिक्योरिटीज को खरीद सकती हैं और लेटर ऑन गवर्नमेंट की सिक्योरिटीज को ही लैंड करा सकती हैं. दे कैन नॉट do lending activities as such on a very large scale. With reference to the IFC masala bond, sometimes seen in the news, which of the following is correct? So IFC offers bond to the countries, and IFC is an arm of the World Bank. It is correct. Next is they are the rupee denominated bonds and are a source of debt financing for the public and the private sectors. India also takes these rupee denominated bonds, as we are aware of this, that स्टार्टिंग में क्या होता था कि इंडिया जब बॉन्ड्स इशू करती थी तो they usually denominated in the dollars. So let us say this bond is issued. So $1 for 1 year. But now let us say the rate of conversion is this. But after 1 year, $1 is equal to rupees 100. So if this is a scenario, we have US and India. Then if India is taking the loan in dollar denominated bonds, then India has to return rupees 100 now, as $1 is equal to rupees 100. But if India has taken the bond in which it is rupee denominated, it means it is written rupees 50 here, then India has to return rupees 50 after 1 year. So this is a benefit for India, that if it is denominated in their currency, they would not be in loss. So both of these options are correct. Question is, which of the following are included in the capital budget of the government of India? So the first option is expenditure on acquisition of assets like roads, buildings, machinery, etc. So these are the part of capital budget expenditure. Loans received from the foreign government. So the loan which we receive from the foreign government is categorized under the capital budget, because for the revenue deficit, it is preferred not to take the debt from other countries or from other sources. So it is also capital budget. Next is loans and advances which are granted to the states. So if the center is granting some loans to them, to the states and the UTs, then it is also considered under the capital expenditure. So all the three are correct. All of them are categorized under the capital budget. Next is, recently which of the following currencies has been proposed to be added to the basket of IMF's SDR? It is renminbi. Next is, with reference to the International Monetary and Financial Committee, which of the following statements are correct? Looking at the options, IMFC discusses matters of concern affecting the global economy and advises the International Monetary Fund on the direction of its works. Yeah. The World Bank participate as an advisor in the IMFC's meetings. Both of them are correct. Next is, which of the following best describes the term import cover? Import cover has been in news also. So it is the ratio that what is the value of export to the value of import. So the option is it is a ratio between the value of exports and that of imports between two countries. This is correct. I hope you understand the questions well. Thank you for watching.